You start growing, you feel powerful, clear, aligned, and then suddenly you shrink. You procrastinate, you overthink, you pick a fight, you doubt yourself, and you almost undo everything. And you hate that you do this. And you keep asking yourself, why do I keep going back? You are not weak. You are patterned. And if you don't understand this pattern, you will keep repeating it every time you get closer to expansion. So let's break it down. Hi Soul Family, if you are new here, my name is Khulud Al-Zaabi, which means immortality or eternity in motion. I'm known as the survival pattern disruptor because I lived in survival mode, overthinking, shrinking, almost expanding. And by disrupting those patterns at the root, I turned survival patterns into stability by restoring my health, attracting secure love, stepping into motherhood, relocating in alignment, and building a purpose-led business that no longer collapsed under pressure. And today we are talking about something that almost made me give up on myself. You don't go back because you want. You go back because it feels safe. The old version of you might have been broke, anxious, invisible, underpaid, unable to speak up, overgiving, in survival all the time, but she was familiar. And familiar feels stable to your nervous system, even when it hurts, even when you want to jump out of it. I remember when I moved to LA, I promised myself that I will never play small again, but I didn't. But when things started actually moving, when people started noticing me, when opportunities started coming, I felt exposed. And exposure triggered survival for me. I remember shrinking my voice in rooms, second guessing myself, and almost saying no to opportunities that might change my life. Because the old version of me knew how to survive, but not to thrive. She didn't know how to thrive publicly. Then Arizona happened. And Arizona happened in a really mysterious, magical way for me. I always wanted to live in a aligned, energetic environment that has nature, that has balance in it, and it doesn't have a rush environment. Somewhere that's small, somewhere that I can feel aligned again in my body. New city, new identity, aligned identity, aligned vibration, feeling the frequency of abundance and calmness and slowing down and taking care of myself more and my family, of course, and a new chance. And there were a moment that I was almost going to create that struggle again because struggle was familiar to me. This is how deep this goes. Mostly alignment comes when you stabilize your nervous system, when you regulate that nervous system. Everything starts flowing to you with ease. So you need to work on yourself first for you to be able to receive an abundance and a huge flow and consistent flow without being anxious. When my income increased full time consistently, I felt guilt. Guilt for wanting more. Guilt for having more. Guilt for not struggling the same way. That's a huge one. And what did my nervous system try to do? It started to create instability. I would overspend, undercharge, give stuff for free, overwork, just to recreate emotional familiarity. You don't sabotage success. You recreate emotional normal. Here's what actually happening. Your identity is built from repeated experiences. If for years you experienced rejection, scarcity, inconsistency, survival, your nervous system coded that as normal. So when peace enters, when stability enters, when money flows, when love feels healthy, your system doesn't recognize it. It says it's not us. And then it pulls you back. Not because you are incapable, because your identity hasn't recalibrated yet. When I was healing my body, there were weeks I was feeling better, clearer, stronger, hopeful. And then I would suddenly spiral. And then this fear starts speaking in my head. What if it comes back? What if this isn't real? And I almost emotionally recreated illness back again in my body. Because the identity of the sick version of me was familiar. Health felt foreign. That's when I realized the problem wasn't manifestation. It was identity attachment. The old version of you doesn't disappear quietly. She negotiates. She whispers, let's not go too far. Let's not get too visible. Let's not make too much. Let's not risk too much. She wants safety, but safety through limitation. And you have to consciously choose expansion over and over and over again for you to quantum leap to the next version of you. Now, how to stop going back to this old version of you? So the first step, recognize the trigger moments. The moments you feel like shrinking. That is the edge. When you start understanding what is limiting you and what is making you shrink, you will start stopping that limiting belief for you to step into your next level. Step 2, don't shame yourself. Regression is protective, not pathetic. Step 3, build new emotional normal to you. And this is the key. Instead of trying to eliminate the old version of you, increase exposure to the new you. Act slightly bigger. Take action every single day. Speak slightly clearer. Change slightly more. Show up slightly even more and more. Expansions come in increments, which will keep adding up every single day for you to be able to recalibrate your identity and to feel safe again in your body. And to feel that you can trust yourself in taking action towards the things that you always dreamed of. And you promised yourself, I will never play small ever again in life. Because I want to grow, because I want to make money, because I want to help my family, because I want to become the next version of me that I always dreamed of since I was a kid. If you want to stop that survival pattern and end it for good, so you don't keep spiraling back, and instead you start raising your standards, taking action, showing up every single day, and becoming the next version of you, I walk through it step by step and Heal to Manifest. Go watch the free training down below. Now, let's go deeper. You don't go back because you're broken. You go back because your body thinks it's protecting you. But protection through limitation is still limitation. You deserve peace that feels normal. Money that feels normal. Love that feels normal. Visibility that feels normal to you. And that doesn't happen by force. It happens by recalibration. The other day, someone commented in one of my videos and said, yes, what you're saying is true, but it's mostly true for the people who already figured their life. Perception is reality. Anything that you see or perceive as it's true, it will be true in your life. That is what you are conveying or seeing or absorbing from your own perspective in life, from your own experiences. But you don't know the backstory of each person and how they got there. Successful people didn't just start from success. Some of them did, but not everyone. And a lot of people before getting that success, they had to take certain action for them to get there. And this action didn't happen just from 1 month or 1 day or 2 days. It happened from years ago, taking step-by-step action every single day for them to get to that level they are in their life. So I really want you to sit with yourself and ask yourself, for how long I'm going to keep playing small? For how long I'm going to shrink and not show up to what I want to manifest or what I desire to happen to me or to have in my life. Remember that no one will help you get to where you want to get. You can help yourself by yourself. Other people can provide you the steps to shorten your destination from A to Z instead of you trying to figure it out by yourself. Heal to Manifest is a free training that you can go watch right now, where I teach you how to stabilize your next identity without spiraling back to the old identity. See you out there. Comment down below and tell me what area of your life that you keep going backwards in. Money, love, visibility, health. And next, watch this video why you feel guilty wanting more money and how to fix it. Because that's where this pattern hides the most. I will see you there.